Hello, it is I, Cameron Gooseby, and today I will be talking about my NFL Week 7 predictions between the Chicago Bears taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, defending Super Bowl champions. These two teams met last year, and it came out with a very crazy type of ending. The Chicago Bears upset the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by a score of 20-19 last year. Nick Foles, out of all people, Nick Foles defeats Tom Brady in an exhibition game on Thursday Night Football last year. And yeah, I think that was our best win of the season, in my opinion. Literally, it was our best win of the season outside of that Houston game. But, I don't like to, I'm not trying to discredit the Bears, but Tom Brady, due to Tom Brady having an elderly moment on the field, literally on Thursday Night Football last year, that's the reason why we won. The Bears truly, in my opinion, did not deserve to even win that game simply because they left too much time for Tom Brady. I mean, Nagy last year when he was calling the plays, he left too much time. He left like a minute and 30 seconds left, and the Bears were up by 1 point. So literally, the Bears literally escaped with a lucky victory against Tom Brady, a rare lucky victory at that. But all in all, they had a solid game that I think they deserved to win at the end. No, but they did their jobs. But this year will be different because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're playing much more better. They are much more gelled now. And now there won't be any excuses if the Bears lose this game on Sunday afternoon, of course. But going down to the injury report, there's actually a few key players that will be out for the game for Tampa Bay, which I really think the Bears could take advantage of. Antonio Brown did not participate. He has an ankle injury. The same thing with Levante David, their best defensive player on the field. He's out. Rob Gronkowski, their best tight end, he's out. And Richard Sherman, one of the best cornerbacks in league history, he's out. So literally, those are four players, four all pros. You could say four all pros, four pro bowlers that are out. And I think the Bears could really take advantage of this. The problem is what happened last week when they went up against the Green Bay Packers. I felt they did not take enough advantage of all of the players that were out from last Sunday's game. And, a few people told me that, oh no, you don't overreact with this. I'm not overreacting with it. But the fact of the matter is, when you have some notable pieces that are out, you're supposed to take advantage of that. And the Bears did not take advantage of that. It sickens me that it had to be the Packers that we lost to, a weakened Packers team that the Bears lost to. But still, the fact of the matter is this: when you play, grade D type of football, which means poor football at the best, against a team that has one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, then you're just not simply going to win football games. And that's what happened to the Bears last week. Aaron Rodgers put up 24 points, of course. He didn't have the greatest game ever. He threw for 199 yards and one touchdown pass. Two touchdown passes. And he ran in for a score as well. So literally, Aaron Rodgers didn't even have the best game, and he still managed to get a victory over the Chicago Bears defense. I'm really upset about that, but we must move on. But now this is another opportunity for the Bears to take advantage of those guys being out. The fact of the matter is, I'm not counting out the Bears. After hearing about this injury report, now I'm not even going to count them out. I think they could go into Tampa Bay and win tomorrow. There's just a few things that they have to be worried about. The one thing they have to be worried about is turning the football over. Because literally the Bears, when they turn the football over, it really it really screws them over because honestly, the Green Bay Packers, what they did to us last game, they really took advantage of our mistakes. Justin Fields threw a terrible threw a terrible throw down the field. Now, understandably, he thought it was a free play, but still, that was a bad throw. There was nobody out there in the vicinity. Only Allen Robinson was out there in the vicinity, and literally, Darnell Savage got an interception, one of the easiest interceptions in his entire NFL career because of that. And then the other thing with Justin Fields, with him taking sacks on back-to-back plays on second and third down, that's not going to win you football games, especially when you're in field goal range. So, I mean, this is the first time where I'm going to be having to say for Justin Fields to, improve. I'm not going to bash Justin Fields. I get that he's a rookie, but still, these are moments where rookies have to learn, and rightfully so. I think he has to go ahead and learn from his mistakes. But besides all that, literally, the Bears defense has a chance to, rattle Tom Brady's cage a little bit. And I know that they have a good offensive line, but considering that the Bears' defensive line is one of the best defensive lines in the NFL, and considering that they are leading the league in sacks, I think this will be a really good matchup for the Bears defensively. Now, offensively, I really don't know because the play calling, the execution, the third down conversions, and just the rankings overall, they're terrible for the Bears. The Bears are ranked number 32 in the NFL in offense. And although last time I checked, they were 9th in rushing, passing the football, they have just been horrendous. Am I going to blame this on Fields? No, I'm not really going to blame this on Fields. I'm going to blame it on Matt Nagy. I will blame it on Bill Lazor. And literally, it's just a lot of dumb decisions as far as with the play calling and why the Bears are literally 32nd in the National Football League as far as offense. But other than that, going up against Tampa Bay with, like I said, with that offensive line protecting Tom Brady back there, the greatest football quarterback in NFL history, I think it's gonna be a tough game for the Bears. But I think it's also a good opportunity for the defense to look good in front of a national audience. So this is a really big opportunity. Will I say that the Bears are gonna win against Tampa Bay? More than likely not. I don't think the Bears will beat Tampa Bay, but I think they have the potential to at least make this a close matchup and a good game at least. And above all, these are the Super Bowl champions we're talking about. And defeating a reigning Super Bowl champion isn't easy. So with all that being said, if by chance the Bears win this game tomorrow, the offense would have to get at least 300 passing yards if they want to even compete. The Bears will have to score at least 24 to 27 points if they want to at least compete against Tampa Bay. And they cannot turn the football over. It's like literally when Fields throws an interception, I'm not saying it's returned for 6, but it seems like always the momentum always changes for the Bears. And Fields has to avoid that habit of turning the football over. I really think he could be a great quarterback in this league, but Fields, I'm not trying to sound disrespectful, but as far as turning the ball over, and especially the fumbles, and he didn't even lose a fumble yet this year, but as far as that, being a turnover machine, you're reminding me of two specific quarterbacks over there, and I'm talking about Jay Cutler and Rex Grossman, and you don't want to be in that category. They were both awful quarterbacks who, yeah, they led the Bears to the playoffs, but they really couldn't get too far. And as far as Rex Grossman goes, he got carried by that Bears defense, okay? Let's just get that out the way. But with that being said, if I'm going to come up with a final score prediction, I'm saying the Bears will lose against Tampa Bay. There's a few crazy people that say that the Bears will upset Tampa Bay, in Tampa Bay? I honestly doubt it. And with that being said, if I'm gonna give a final score, knowing the Bears and knowing Tampa Bay, knowing Tom Brady, I think Brady is gonna have a pretty good game against this pretty bad secondary, except Jalen Johnson, of course. But considering he has Mike Evans, considering he has more weapons, more backup weapons to Gronkowski and Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin. Considering that final score, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will defeat the Bears by a score of 27-14. I mean, I think the Bears will put up a good fight in the first half, but in the second half, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will pull away in the final half. So with that being said, if you're going ahead and like this video, I'd like for you guys to go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys later.